Hello, my name is Tom Lodziak. In this video, we're going to show you the technique for the forehand chop. This is a shot which is mostly used by defensive players to return topspin attacks. The tips in this video come from Orsi. Now Orsi is a really good defensive player. She's played internationally for Hungary and she has loads of good tips to share about how to get lots of backspin on your forehand chop. Let me pass you over to Orsi.
But let's take it from the basics. In the same way that we do the backhand with a bit of weight transfer, I do think it's very important for us to be turned away at the forehand side in the same way that you would be with a forehand topspin. In the same way you want to turn away, you want to be quite far away from the table, and you want to be able to come up with this bat. My coach would always say it's almost, you have a slight kind of mirror, looking in a mirror moment. Now I would turn out a bit more, but I think the reason why she was highlighting that is because the top of your bat really wants to be up and then you want to bring it down towards the middle of the table. You're coming up, weight on your right foot, and going forward, weight on your left foot, in the same way that you would with a topspin. Up, weight on the right foot, turning forwards. So turning away almost towards the wall. That's a lot of what I say to my coaches actually, if they're not turning away enough. Upper body wants to turn towards the wall, turning away, turning back. That up and down weight transfer and going from the right to the left will be very important so that we can control that intense topspin that we're getting, especially at a high level, right? And in that case, you really want to hit the back of the ball, bring it down with that wrist, and hit the bottom a little bit. So it's really going to be a mix of those two that you have to modulate, you have to change slightly depending on your opponent and how strong the topspin is. Again, I do recommend going quite far away from the table, waiting for that ball to fall down a little bit, and then if you're further away, you can come more under the ball than back and under. So a bit more underneath, coming forward. Again, the follow through will be very important. I think it's important not to feel that, it's just a wrist movement. It's gonna be an entire body movement. Very important.
That's never going over.
Know your opponent. If your opponent has less topspin, if it's more something like a smash or something like a strong drive even, in that case you really want to come underneath the ball, get it over the net. If the topspin is very strong, you really want to come behind the ball, behind the back of the ball, bring it downwards. That's going to be very important. Again, you're not going to have that safety net of if it goes very high, you have a lot of backspin in the ball, so try to keep it low above the net.
Two more.
The footwork, as with the backhand defense, is going to be absolutely essential here. I think a lot of the time, if you're not placing yourself next to the ball, if you're too far away from the ball, if you're too close to the table, you'll get so uncomfortable, and so really place yourself next to the ball. Make sure that you're not bringing that hand from in front of you. That's just not going to work. So I do think that the footwork is going to be important.
So there we go. Some really good tips there from Orsi and some great forehand chop skills. Now, if you're a defensive player, I think this is quite an essential shot. If you're not already using this, then absolutely you should be learning how to chop effectively with your forehand. What about if you're an attacking player? Well, do you know what? There's always scope to add a little bit of variety to your game. So it's maybe a fun thing to practice, but also a useful thing to practice as you learn how to get better feeling onto the ball, how to manipulate the ball in different ways. So even if you don't play an all-out defensive style, it's something worth giving a go. A big thank you to Orsi for sharing her forehand chop tips. If you liked what Orsi had to say, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'll have more videos from Orsi in the future. And if you like this video, you might be interested in joining Tom's TT Academy. You'll get access to a training drill library, in-depth courses, a coaching clinic, and much more. It's a great way to take your game to the next level. Go to tomstttacademy.com to find out more information.